Welcome back to Sports Cards Analysis. I'm JT with another case break simulation. Today we got 2023 Prizm WWE, which means that every year or every WWE product for 2023 is going to be a rhyme because it's all three in WWE. They rhyme, and that's not a funny joke, but it is a joke. Little disclaimer here. If you haven't seen my videos, or if you have, just listen up again. I'm going to give you a bunch of advice and numbers and statistics about this product, and hopefully it will help you inform our decision to purchase into breaks or buy hobby boxes or singles in the future. And what you do with that information is up to you, and it's your decision to buy into breaks. I'm not responsible for that, but I do hope that you hit big and that everything that you wind up buying into is fruitful and rewarding. So what is this product? This last year was the first year of Prizm WWE, and it exploded onto the market. Some cards got shown, on social media, and this product blew up. Hobby boxes were priced at like $450 at my local card shop after that, and I regretted not buying some because the return was great. However, it did simmer down, and singles sales aren't as insane as the hobby boxes were. So be careful when hype takes over. Things tend to happen. So that was really good for Panini, and that really pumped the market. But I think there was a huge cash grab by card shops and collectors that had hobby boxes to just like mark up the prices in the $400s of dollars, and it's just too much money. And who's spending $400 on hobby boxes? Don't do that, guys. And I'll tell you why, because probability in this product is low for getting a good ROI hit. But we'll get into the numbers. It's your standard Prizm design that, Prizm, football, basketball, WWE, NASCAR, Formula One. Oh no, Formula One's tops. Never mind. NASCAR, I believe, Panini. There's something for everybody, soccer even, and they do some college versions of it. This is their flagship product. So instead of having a flagship paper product like a Don Russ, for example, that's Panini Prizm. So this is their flagship, and they're going to put it on all the sports that they have licenses for. Teams, they are a little different here. Teams are just either the show they're on, Raw, NXT, and SmackDown, or if they're kind of across the brands or they are Legends, then they're just WWE or Legends. So there's not a lot of room for teams, so I replaced the teams with the names of the wrestlers, and you'll see how that works. And then it's just tons of parallels. Color parallels are the name of the game. Here's what GTS has to say about it from the marketing documents. You can pause the video and read that if you want. What you're going to get here is 12 cards per pack, 12 packs per box, 12 boxes per case. Real simple there. Break might take a little while, maybe 45 minutes to an hour, given cards that need to be put in penny sleeves and top loaders and stuff like that. But your typical thing for Panini. And while they'll put, when they have a really solid checklist of autographs, they'll put one per box. They do put two or more per box in checklists where the autos kind of exceed the reasonable expectations. There is a set within this, that an auto insert set, an auto subset, whatever, that has 100 different wrestlers. And so keep that in mind. Inserts 12 per box and 22 Prizm. So you're going to get 24 autographs per case. So a decent probability of getting one if you buy into maybe a player break, some sort of wrestler break. Lots of parallels. This is what it is. So I think there's a link here. This is just from Beckett.com. Some of this text. This is just from the checklist here. All the different variants, and first off the line, FOTL, and the undercard are additional sets that are being released, different types. The first off the line should have already come out, and the undercard comes out in a week or two. And I've removed those. This is for hobby only, these simulations. So here's some of the cards. This is your gold parallel. A lot of new names like Cody Rhodes, and a ton of NXT wrestlers. The undercard's going to have some exclusive parallels, so these will not be included in the hobby, which is what I'm talking about today, but that's okay. Sensational Signatures is the set that has 100 different autograph names. So this Cora Jade is one of them. There's going to be 99 other ones. And really, I think I looked at the checklist, and there's less than a quarter of it is interesting, but that doesn't mean that like these wrestlers like Cora Jade couldn't become a Becky Lynch, for example, and have a great career and be a highly sought after autograph. So you get in early and you might get something like this. And I think you guys might be surprised at how much wrestling I know about, just because my kids love WWE, absolutely love it. I grew up watching it. Stone Cold Steve Austin is my favorite wrestler of all time. So definitely let me know if you get some Stone Cold Steve Austin cards, and I will look at how much you want for them and maybe make you an offer, because I absolutely, like, my childhood was just adoring Stone Cold. So there you go. So there's also these throwback autographs, this sticker, and it's a lot of the stickers look like they're going to be, I mean, a lot of the autographs look like they're going to be stickers. So keep that in mind. The throwbacks are going to be some legendary players or legendary wrestlers there. I don't really know who's on the whole entire checklist, but they mimic the 2022 Prizm, or 2012, 2013 Prizm basketball, which was the first debut of Prizm. These dual signatures are amazing. The Undertaker Mankind card is going to be so valuable. And I think the Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, because of the Montreal Screwjob, those two cards are going to be insanely valuable. Just like Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre, I wouldn't call that a rivalry. I wouldn't call that an iconic rivalry. I wouldn't call really any of, maybe Trish Stratus, Lita, maybe, I don't know. Kane, X-Pac, sure, we could call that an iconic rivalry. AJ Styles, John Cena, probably not iconic rivalry. Surprised you don't have more Brock Lesnar in here. He's had some pretty good rivalries over time. But yeah, this card right here, this Undertaker Mankind card, whew, that's going to be good. Color Blast is back. Different subjects last year. I think it was the John Cena Color Blast card that made Prizm explode across the United States. The cards look amazing, and the Color Blast is going to be a standard now for Panini. They're going to be across all their brands, I'm sure. That's not something they've said, but I'm sure it is. I mean, look at it. It's awesome. I don't know who thinks Triple H is this iconic wrestler. Obviously, he was in DX, and he's been... So I got a cough here. He's been in a lot of iconic events, but I don't know anyone who's like, Triple H is my favorite wrestler. I think he's a great executive, and I think he has been afforded a lot of opportunities because of his connection to Vince McMahon. But anyway, that's enough of that rant. Bray Wyatt, great subject to have on here, even though he hasn't been around in a while. Cody Rhodes, of course. Edge, Undertaker. Yeah, those subjects, Hulk Hogan, they're going to look awesome on this card. It's going to be cool. And then you got your prismatic insert, which is in every set, Legends set. So that's the finish there. You can get a case of this for $3,600 at Steel City. And what I'm going to show you here is the distribution of that $3,600 across all the wrestlers. Usually this is by team, but I wasn't sure how to do this here, so I'm going to do it by wrestler. And if you can get yourself into a break that is charging by the wrestler, this is how you want to, this is the price you want to pay. So since everything's pretty much based on parallels and all the serial numbers are essentially the same, and since we're dealing with individuals and not teams, you're going to see a lot of the same. So as I go through this number here, this second column, are the number of cards total. So that's print run. Some of them assumed, some of that print run assumed. And then this is the price that I would pay. Now I'd actually pay around $40 per wrestler in a random break, but that's just me. So here is the print run count by wrestler for the first, say, 5 pages. So there's the next one, and so the first 14 all have the same amount of autographs. Then we start to get to a lower number. So these are just autographs. This number is just the number of autographs. So if you're getting into a break with that you can buy the wrestlers, you know, Seth Rollins has 543, Stone Cold 563. So be careful, because you might pay more for Stone Cold because of the name, but really, again, don't buy the names in a break. Buy the probability that they'll hit. And then you'll save yourself a lot of money, because if you're not paying for probability, you're getting ripped off. So there's the first 5 pages of that. And just keep in mind that not everybody has a ton of autos in this. Now, by insert card, now we're talking about a lot more. So if you can weigh the pros and the cons of, do you want to get one of those 24 autographs? Of course you do. But will you? That probability says Probably not, given that there's 24 autographs in a box and there's well over 100 different autograph subjects in this product. Maybe you should go for just getting the highest quantity of cards. And if that's the case, then go for the parallels and the inserts, because the insert, there's a really good number of insert cards by wrestler. Edge, Stone Cold, Brock Lesnar, Macho Man, Undertaker. That's a good list. So buy into those wrestlers. That way you are sure to walk away with a lot of cards, more cards than someone who maybe buys specifically to hit an auto and winds up not getting anything. Now for parallels, similarly, there's going to be the same amount. Actually, for every wrestler in the base set, there's 2,616 total parallel cards, if I assume that a silver is out of 1,000, and a few other assumptions are being made here. But that's, regardless, I made the same assumptions across all the wrestlers. If they're in the base set, you can expect them to have the exact same number of parallels. So I wouldn't pay for parallels. I wouldn't buy into a break based on parallels, but I would at least look at the number and say, okay, between 20 and 40 bucks per wrestler is probably what you should be paying. So there's that. I'm not even going to go through it because all the wrestlers have the same amount. Now I do a checklist strength where I go and I scrape the internet to figure out what wrestlers, what players, if this is a sport, have the highest popularity of searches for memorabilia and sports cards. I take that and then I quantify it and I give it a score. I aggregate it by team. But since we don't have teams here, you're kind of just going to see the order by what I do here is I incorporate the print run plus their popularity score, and then usually I aggregate it by team. But since this is by wrestler, you're just going to see a lot of equivalencies being made. That may be true, may not be true. We'll see. Like I'll tell you right now that some of the ranks aren't totally great because some wrestlers have been out for a long time. And this isn't like hockey where, Wayne Gretzky is going to get a lot of searches for sports cards and memorabilia pretty much constantly. Whereas in wrestling, it's different. Like the Undertaker might be out of sight, out of mind for long enough to where over the past year, he doesn't have as many searches just for his memorabilia. That's not true for Undertaker highlights and stuff, but that stuff's already filtered out. So that's why this might be a little bad compared to most times. But at least it'll give you an idea of who's valuable. So overall, for the autographs in this, it gets a 3.2. 41% of the checklist for autographs falls between a 4 or 5. This is actually above average for Panini, but I still do think there's too many wrestlers in this product that have low popularity. I think the highlight of this product is Color Blast. I'm not going to lie about that. I love that set. I wish I had one. I don't. And the total product strength is 3.0. That is pretty much smack dab on the average scale. So who has the strongest autograph checklist? Well, it's Goldberg. I know what you guys are thinking. No way, Goldberg's not the strongest. He is, though, because if we look at how many cards he had, how many autographs he has in this set, it's up there. He's got 1343, which is the same as all these other people. And he's also probably a 4 or a 5. So you add all that up. He's a 5, I'm sure, based on this. We're looking at the strength of these top wrestlers is really where what I'm saying here is if you get them, you should be able to make a high ROI, not an equal ROI. Don't conflate equal with high. So, you're going to get more probably for a Shawn Michaels autograph than you will for a Goldberg autograph. You'll get more for a Shawn Michaels than you probably will maybe an Eric Bischoff or a Torrie Wilson. That doesn't mean that they're not both going to give you a high profitability. They're popular, and consider some of that to be the time in which it might take you to sell. You'll sell a Rikishi card faster than you'll sell someone who's a 1, 2, 3, or a 4. So keep that in mind here. And this is just based on the last year of popularity online. So these are your top for the autograph checklist. Here's page 2. DDP, Roxanne Perez actually is pretty high up there. That's interesting. Lita, Trish Stratus. Dude Love. Yeah, we should probably aggregate some of these guys by their alter egos and stuff. Drew McIntyre, cool. Yeah, there's definitely some profitable autographs in here. Hulk Hogan, obviously. Um, Undertaker being ranked 23, it's kind of crazy to me. But let's look at how many autographs he has. So because this incorporates print run, the Undertaker has, let's find him here. He has 563 autos. So that's why Goldberg's ranked higher. He's got way more autos. And they're both fives. They're both profitable. But Goldberg has twice as many autographs. So it's more valuable for you to buy Goldberg than it is Undertaker. That's what I'm saying there. John Cena. So there you go. There's the first 3 pages, then the 4th page, and the 5th page. These are the 50 most valuable subjects in the autograph checklist. Then we can go insert ranks. I'll just show you 1 through 10 on inserts. There they are. And then I'll show you 1 through 10 on the parallels. But really, I'll show you the full product strength. 1 through 10. See, this is where Undertaker kind of comes back. Goldberg's the best person you could buy in this product is Goldberg. You have the highest chance for profitability. That's what I'm saying here. Undertaker has the second most chance of profitability. For some reason, even though I don't personally think this is true, Braun Strowman's giving that, and this is just empirical data. I don't change the data based on my preferences. This is all empirical. So Braun Strowman appears to have some popularity. He's got a high print run. So all those things combined, Brock Lesnar, Ronda Rousey, Drew McIntyre, AJ Styles, Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels, and Bayley are your top 10. So I'll run through maybe the top 50 here, and you can see, take screenshots, figure out who the most valuable subjects are in this product. And look, John Cena's all the way down here at 31. Why? Because the print run's not that high. That's why this is so important to do this. It's not just, oh, well, John Cena's got a lot of value, but your probability of getting a hit is so low. So that's the top 50 there. Now here, I actually had, for one of the first times, 0 popularity for some players. That's not happened. Usually there's 5 bars here. There's actually 6 on this one. And it goes up to 5. 5 is this one. These are all the 5s. These are the high profitability wrestlers. And this is just how many cards total by each name falls in each category. So, we have over, I don't know, 1 million cards in the 5. And that's because of, I'm assuming, like a 20,000 card print run for the base set. And so you got 4s here, you got 3 here. This is just the distribution of them. Barely any 1s, just a couple thousand maybe. But there's 0s. There's wrestlers in here who have no record of anybody searching for their sports cards or memorabilia. And that's probably because they're new to sports cards, like NXT wrestlers. For the master checklist, let's just look at who has the base cards are all the same. I assume 20,000. For autographs, let's look at the number of total. So what you might have seen in the past is the unique. So like Roxanne Perez, she has 20 different autographs in this set. But if you look at the print run, she actually doesn't even have as many as the top 10 in autographs. So keep that in mind. If you're buying Roxanne because she has the most unique autographs, it's not true. She's got a lot of 1-of-1s, a lot of 1-of-5s, 1-of-10s, things like that. Whereas like Trish Stratus has larger quantities. She signed more cards. So there's the order for notable. I put notable players, but for this it's everyone. And insert cards here. Parallels. We're looking at that. So let's just look at the autographs, which I think we already did. So let's just move on. Total number of cards across all the product. Who has the most? Stone Cold. And that's because of the inserts and the parallels. So don't get fooled by this number. That doesn't mean he's got the most autographs. He obviously doesn't. He's got the most cards, period. Then Lesnar, Undertaker. And that's good. So I like Stone Cold. I think he should be the top of this product. Lesnar, Undertaker, Karrion Kross, Ronda Rousey. So there's your top 10. There's the next 10. And then the up to 30, up to 40, and up to 50. Take screenshots. This tells you exactly what you need to know. Who has the least amount of cards in this set? There's all the dual cards that they have. Al Snow has the least amount of cards in this set. Then all of these wrestlers here. By print run, there's 658 1-of-1s. You might be chasing 1-of-1s. Here's the rest of the print runs and how many they have. If you're looking for 1-of-1s, buy Stone Cold. Stone Cold has the most 1-of-1s. Lesnar and Edge and Roxanne Perez all have 6 1-of-1s. So if you're searching for 1-of-1s, look for that. And then there's a ton of wrestlers that have very few. San Martino, Brutus Creed, they have very few. Just one of one, and that's probably from the base set. So there's the ones with the most. Here's your rarest cards. Your rarest cards in the set of the iconic Rivals Dual Autograph Prizm Black. They're all one of ones, and there are 9 of them. The throwback one of ones, there are 9 of those. And the throwback signature white sparkle, there's 9 of those. Those are one of ones. So these are all the rarest cards in the set. Now, for the simulation, I did simulate 20 case breaks. I'm showing you case number 20 right now, and then I'll show you all 20 aggregated together. And this is what this does, is I've shown you the master checklist. Who has the most cards? Now I'm showing you a realistic example of which cards you would hit if the collation at Panini was truly random, but did consider things like how many autographs, how many inserts, and how many parallels per box there are, which I've included, pack odds when they're available, and this is a realistic simulation. So from that simulation, let's just see if we got a color blast. We didn't. The lowest print run card we got out of case number 20 was out of 10. It was the John Cena autograph, throwback signature Prizm green pulsar autograph, and that might not be a numbered card. I think I inferred it, maybe looked at blowout cards to see what the print run was. Top tier Prizm gold Natalia, that's an insert. Parallel. Let's see what kind of autos we got here. Let's see what type of autos we got. We got Liv Morgan, Xavier Woods, Braun Strowman, Johnny Gargano, Bray Wyatt, nice, out of 50, Prizm green. And that's, I assume, out of 50. I don't know how many Prizm greens there are. That's not a number. It's not a serial numbered card. Stacy Keibler, Tori Wilson. A lot of good names here in the autographs. Nathan Frazier, Humberto. So not bad. Alexa Bliss, John Cena. Throwback. So I got 2 John Cena autographs in here. 1 out of 10 and 1 out of 199. So, and there's 4 more, which I'm not going to bother showing. And then the cards by wrestler. For one case, I got the most cards of Brock Lesnar. Then I got Typhoon. Then Akira Tozawa. Then Bret Hart. And in this order. Who did I get the least number of cards from? And this is, again, this is not the master checklist. This is a realistic simulation of a case break. So these are the cards I got the most and the least of. And you want to use this because sometimes you could look at the master checklist and think, oh, that's what you're going to get. But sometimes you look at the simulation and it's different. And that actually is because collation, print run, randomness, they all come into play here. So let's see. Notable cards I got in that simulation. I got 4 Stone Cold Steve Austin cards. That's cool. Got an Undertaker card. Got John Cena throwback signature. Cool. Got a bunch of Stone Cold cards. I just did notable names mostly. So here's all the Stone Cold cards. Mostly base vertical. Dang, got a lot of those. And you should get a few complete sets out of each case. So keep that in mind. There we go. And I didn't get any 1 of 1s in that one case. But for a 20 case, now when we aggregate 1 through 20, simulation 1 through 20, I'm adding it all together to kind of show you once we smooth out the anomalies. I actually got 7. It looks like 7 1 of 1s. So it takes that. What that says is a 1 of 1 is 7/20ths of a case. So you should get a 1 of 1 7 times for every 20 cases you open. Okay, that's what that means. And here's the 1 of 1s that were pulled, not really notable. Madcap Moss, Ivy Nile, Io Sky maybe is. Karrion Kross is probably the biggest name on there. So, hey, you get a 1 of 1, that's cool, but the name should be cool too. So here are some of the notable names. Let's look up Stone Cold. Got a lot of base, tons of base, some 499s. I'm not even going to look through this. This looks like it's going to be complicated. Let's just see if we got a color blast and move on with our lives. Got in 20 cases, I only got 1 color blast, and I'm assessing that it's a print run of 10 just because it's a short print, but I don't know how many there are. They're not numbered. So I got an Undertaker color blast. That's awesome, but it took 20 cases just to get 1 color blast. That's nuts. That's probably how hard it is to get a color blast. To be honest with you guys, it's probably going to be 1 every 20 cases if I'm making an educated guess here. So cards by wrestler, Brock Lesnar still comes out on top. gave us the most cards, then Stone Cold. So even though Stone Cold has the most cards in the set, Brock Lesnar, in 20 cases, produced the most. So maybe by Brock Lesnar, you walk away with a lot more cards. Undertaker, Gunther, Ultimate Warrior, there's the names for the most, and here's the names for the least number of cards that were pulled. There you go. Now, for the print runs, those one-of-ones I got, I got 2 of Edris Anofi. I don't even know who that is. And then these. So if you're looking for one-of-ones, buy that person. If you're looking for autographs, here's who gave us the most. Booker T. In 20 cases, we got 10 Booker T autographs, 9 Stacy Keibler, 9 Lita, 9 Dude Loves. Not bad. Got some pretty good autos in there. Now, by insert, who did we get the most of? We got the most Edge, then Lesnar, Austin. You can read it. I don't have to read them to you. And for parallels, we got this order of wrestlers. So those are the results of the simulation, and you should take that advice. And if you want to use that advice, it's up to you. But hey, I think that's good stuff to go off of. I think there's a decent checklist here. The standard Prizm card makes this collectible, but the auto checklist is a bit watered down. There's way too many subjects for the autograph. But as long as the price for the hobby boxes are reasonable, go buy some. They're great. Don't spend $400 on hobby boxes. You will regret that. It will not be worth the money. If you're a casual collector, I think you'd be safe buying into retail, hobby, and breaks. Retail is going to have blasters and things like that. If you're a collector on a budget, stick with retail. I know you probably want to buy those hobby boxes, but if you're on a budget, don't be fooled by the 2 autograph thing. You might get 2 duds. If you're a person who loves getting things graded, buy singles. Don't bother buying into breaks. Don't bother buying into hobby. You will literally wind up with a bunch of junk that you don't want. Not that Prizm's junk, but there's so many wrestlers that will never amount to anything, no offense to them, that you will get autographs that, why would you even get them graded? What a waste that would be. Investors, buy singles. Yes, go get the Color Blast cards. Those will be a good investment. Probably a better investment than almost any autograph except that Mankind undercard. That Mankind Undertaker dual auto and the Bret Hart Shawn Michaels dual auto. Those are probably the 2 most valuable cards in my opinion in the set. Then the Color Blast. So if you're an investor, go ahead and buy singles. Don't even bother with breaks. If you're a set builder, you could probably get into breaks, but I would just stick to opening packs. And kids, yes, this is a great product for kids. Team breaks, I don't think that's how this is going to work. I don't think they're going to do by wrestler or by team, Raw, SmackDown stuff. If it's a random wrestler or a random team, yeah, go ahead and do it. I think if it's a serial number break where you get, the last number of a serial number, you get the last number of the left side of the serial number, then I'd buy into that too. So my recommendation is, if you are a casual collector, buy. If you are a investor, just get singles. That's it. That's it for me today. That's Panini WWE. Thanks for watching. See you next time.